That's how Yo, it's good, bro.
Welcome to the Professional Winner Podcast. I'm excited today. I got A&O Zone VonDaGod. We got an interesting podcast for you today. Thanks for all the listeners. Thanks for all the supporters. It's the Professional Winner Podcast. What's up, Von? How we feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great, bro. I can't complain. Can never complain.
I feel you. You a rapper, something like that, right?
Something like that.
So I gotta be ignorant.
I'm an artist.
You're an artist.
I'm an artist. So.
That's what y'all do, right? That's that DJ.
Yeah, man.
It's that DJ shit.
You know, I write music. I rap. You know, I love R&B music. You know, as far as the structure and writing of R&B music, but you know, I'm not necessarily an R&B artist, but I rap. The flow is different, so you know. When your flow is different, you can't really call yourself a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You gotta call yourself an artist. You gotta break yourself apart from everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. Me. So we're gonna get into it today.
Yeah.
We got an interesting podcast for the family.
Yeah, we chilling, man. You know, family. We here.
Exactly.
Man.
Professional Winner Podcast, we giving you a little bit of everything. We diving into all different genres. We're diving into all different professions. And we just excited today to introduce VonDaGod. And we're going to start it off real simple. You ready? This your show today, Von.
Yeah,
this ain't
I'm
about
here,
me. They don't want to hear me.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
They want to hear VonDaGod. Excuse me. I was about to say the rapper. The artist.
The artist.
The artiste.
Yeah, man. The penman. You know what I'm saying? So many... The God Von, whatever you want to call me, man. You know what I'm saying?
So let's get straight into it. Who's Von? Let's go.
Man, I'm just young dude repping Queens.
Okay.
Not necessarily. I wasn't born in Queens, but
so let's start there. Let's get it. Let's get it from day one. Where was Von born at?
I was born in New Rochelle Hospital. You know what I'm saying?
So you Mount Vernon.
Yeah, but those who don't know, that's Westchester, New York. I lived in Mount Vernon for a long time. If it wasn't for Mount Vernon, me and you probably wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into how we met, how A&O was developing, all of that stuff.
Yeah, bro. A lot of my family lives in Mount Vernon, have lived in Mount Vernon. My dad lived in Mount Vernon for a long time. And, you know, then probably when I was like 6, we had a fire and we moved to the Bronx.
Okay.
So I lived in the Bronx.
Where in the Bronx? You know I'm from the Bronx. What part?
So first I lived right across from Edenwald Projects, if y'all know where that is.
Yeah, familiar.
You know familiar. That's hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always lived in the hood until, you know what I'm saying, my mom elevated it and we moved out the hood. But, you know, Edenwald Projects right across the street. Then we moved up the block to a little bit nicer neighborhood, but like I said, it's up the block. It ain't too far, so it's still in the hood. And I went to PS 112 in the Bronx. Then I went to MS 13. That ain't a gang or nothing.
How about to say, hold on. I'm about to say, when did you move to Honduras or Ecuador? Like,
I didn't just join the gang. You know what I'm saying? But MS 113 over there on Barnes in the Bronx. Where I got into a lot of trouble, where I lost my virginity. Don't judge me. I was in middle school, but don't judge me.
You ain't about to get me in trouble with Tay.
No trouble. But yeah, man, where I thought I was grown, although I was 12 years old. But, you know, the Bronx kind of prepares you for life. You know what I'm saying? You from the Bronx, so you know.
I'm from Webster, man. And everything is fast paced. It was always one of my fears, you know, like raising my kids in New York City is like, you got to prepare them for this lifestyle. You got to prepare them for how things move. You got to prepare them for being independent.
Yeah.
You know, understanding what this looks like a bad situation. Like, It don't matter. You can be, you know, I live in a great area, nice place, and then one to 2 blocks down, there's a shelter.
Right, for sure.
There's people homeless. So you gotta, no matter what your net worth is or how you moving, you gotta teach your kids for what comes with being in the city.
Yeah. I mean, but it's crazy because then I look at it like I fear my kids not growing up in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I take them out of this environment and they didn't have the rough type of upbringing that I did, it's like, what are you really going to amount to? Like, you're not going to know, but I had to go through. So I got it's just something. A weird feeling.
So I'm watching this motivational video. Mm-hmm. And it was this guy, this black guy. He was telling a story. He was like, my grandfather walked 20 miles to work. Right. Then my dad took the bus to work. Mm-hmm. I rode in a Honda to work. Then my son now drives a Benz to work, and my grandson drives a Lambo. Right. But now my great grandson will be walking 10 miles again. Right. And now his theory was that because I seen my grandfather struggle, he put on my father that you gotta work. You gotta find ways to be better. You gotta be better than me. And as his family kept escalating to greatness, by the time he got to his great grandson who was riding a Lambo, mm-hmm. his son wasn't ready for the world because everything was given to him.
For sure. So he crashed it.
He crashed it. And mm-hmm. now he's walking back. He's back to what they built 100 years building. Yeah. So I feel you on that. Mm-hmm. But also, it's tough. Yeah. Because I don't want my daughters or my son to go through what I went through.
Not at all. But, you also want them to learn them lessons.
You also want them to learn lessons. So it's hard because it's like you got to teach them discipline. Mm-hmm. You got to teach them work ethic. Right. But you don't want them to go to the mental toughness you had to go through. You don't want them to feel the pain because every generation, we want to get better. Right. We want to educate. And I think it's a catch-22. I feel like mm-hmm. you can give them the world and teach them, but also create that type of discipline.
Definitely.
And it sounds simple, but it's much easier. I mean, it's not as easy as it may sound.
And I'm going to take all the advice from you because I only got one.
I got 10. Let me stop saying that on this podcast. I only got 3. But
you got 5.
5 technically. I take care of a lot of people. Right. But it's tough, man. It's like, and there's no blueprint, man. Like I never, I see parents do things and I do things different. And I'm like, yo, it's like you're playing Russian roulette. Mm-hmm. You don't know how your kid is going to respond to things. Every kid is different. Sometimes my wife may say, yo, John, why you treat Emily different from Sophia? And mm-hmm. I'm like, Sophia's gentle. Right, and my voice go a little bit high. She breaks down. Emily's built for that. It don't faze her. She responds well to criticism. Mm-hmm. She responds well to adversity and being pushed. With Sophia, I might have to brush her hair and say, it's okay, baby. We're going to try again. She needs that gentle touch. Right. So every kid is different and it's so difficult trying to master them. And, it causes a lot of stress and anxiety, because I always tell my wife, I don't care what I do, how much money I make, mm-hmm. no matter how my kids see me. If I can't put them in a position of power, if I can't continue this generational wealth, then I failed. Right. I'm not going to be happy on the beach knowing my kids are not in the best position.
Right. And we're not perfect. You know what I'm saying?
We're not perfect.
We're going to make mistakes as parents as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It ain't easy, man.
It ain't easy.
But we got to do it.
We got to do it.
You say somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to. Just like when I was you be like, somebody got to do it. Yo, how you work in the hospital with kids? Yeah. If I don't do it, who's gonna do it? Somebody.
That's a whole different lifestyle, bro. I don't know how you deal with that. I know my cousin, she did the cancer. What is it?
Cancer research.
Nah, it's radiation. She was radiation. Okay. Yeah, she was a nurse in the radiation, and like she would just call me crying, like. Yeah, man. Like I can't. I built this connection with this person, and I can't believe they leaving. And you know what I'm saying? Like how I don't know how you deal with that, bro.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how you.
So a lot of times when you work in the hospital, especially when you work in pediatrics or you work with cancer patients, it's not a in and out. Sometimes you might get it. Like when you work in adults, you might see a patient for a couple of days, or they may come in very sick, and it's like they're already older. You already know where they stand. But when you get a kid at birth, you may raise that kid in the hospital. You may. I be with some kids more than their parents, and not to say they're not bad parents, but I'm there. Or it's my job.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? What the parents going to do if the kid is suffering? They intubated. Mm-hmm. So you get kids for a year, and I'm like, this is my kid. Yeah. I dress up like Santa. I'm there for Christmas. I'm there for Thanksgiving.
Bro, you know I was calling you nonstop.
Yeah.
My son was in the NICU.
Let's talk about that. We both had kids in the NICU. Yeah. And we're gonna get to Von the rapper, but we gotta break down layers.
Listen, because I'm not a rapper all day.
Yeah, I'm
not a rapper every day, bro.
You're a human. Let's talk about Von the human. Yeah. And I I remember you calling me
you
about
all the
X,
time.
my nephew.
Yep, and just trying to get your insight on understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me that experience though. Tell me how,
bro.
Let's not even break it down from a science term. Tell me how you felt as a father. It's your first son.
Wow,
one and only son. You
one and only son. So the first initial thought was, this is crazy. So I think I was watching the episode with your brother, and he was like the first person to know.
Yeah.
It's crazy because like you was the first person to know that me and Tay was, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a wild situation. You know, unfortunately she had to go into an emergency C-section, but everything is good. Everybody's, healthy. But bro, I was pacing back and forth for like 15 minutes. My heart racing, beating out of my chest. Like I didn't know what to do because they wouldn't let me in the room. So they induced her. They gave her some type of medicine, and boom, his heart rate dropped. And I'm like, excuse me, pressing the buttons like, yeah, come in here. His heart rate dropping. What's going on? Boom, emergency C-section. We go in there. Boom, I'm pacing back and forth in the hall, back and forth. Ain't know what was going on. Doctor came out. He's great. He's good. Everything's good. You know what I'm saying? She's out of it. But yeah, just a crazy experience. From there, his breathing was a little bit off, what usually happens with C-section babies.
A lot of stress on the baby.
So the doctor explains that, there's a process, and then they miss a stage or, something during that process when they're having a natural birth. So he was in a NICU, and everything was good, as far as what Jonathan was telling me. But in my mind, I'm stressing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We stayed at the hotel just to stay close by so we could see him 2-3 times a day. And, I'm just trying to make sure wifey's happy because she just went through this whole experience. Because it really is an experience for those of you who don't have kids. It's a whole experience just from her being pregnant for 9 months, then to the birth. Like, it's just crazy, bro. And you went through it 3 times. So it's
man. But yo, it's tough, man. I remember calling Imani, and I'm like, yo, they going through it. Yeah. But like, I promised them that he's gonna be okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And Imani's like, yeah, I know, bro, but they don't know.
Yeah. Like, he like, yo. I'm like, yo, what's up with this, bro? Da, 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 da. He like, oh, y'all good, man. I'm like, nah, this don't sound good,
and
then,
bro. And then when you sent me the picture, he was on a machine called Bubble CPAP.
Oh yeah, yep, right.
It's scary. Like Bubble CPAP, it looks like your kid is going through it.
Right. He got the biggest tubes in his nose. Everything.
I'm like, nah, that's just the old school way of how we do it. Now we got cute stuff, but they still sticking to the old school way. But it's all good. He's fine.
Everything was fine. And I remember Nelly that you had picked up and brought to the baby shower. Bro, she prayed for us one day, bro.
Oh yeah, I remember you had a breakdown with that.
Bro, I could not stop crying, bro. Like it was just a uplifting, and like she was just like, I don't know what's going on with y'all, but I need to pray for y'all. She was like, God said, just pray for y'all. And I'm like, just going through it. Bro.
No idea what you probably going through mentally, and somebody just called you and said, I need to pray for you. God told me I need to pray for you.
Bro. Yeah.
That's real, bro.
Yeah.
That's real.
It's real, bro. And you have, real people like that in your corner all the time. You gotta hold on to them. But hold on. Shout out to Nelly. She's amazing for that. Yeah, bro.
You gotta clap it up for her. Clap it up for her.
Definitely.
So we went to Mount Vernon to the Bronx.
Yeah.
But you started off saying you're a Queens rapper.
Yeah. I'm from I rap Queens all day. I say I'm from Queens all day because
why? Give me to that. Why we repping Queens?
Because that's where I grew up at. You know what I'm saying? When I, like I said, I was in the Bronx and I thought I was grown. Until you actually got to grow up. Yeah. And then, you become 18 and you like, all right, I'm still not grown. Now I realize I'm not grown yet. And then, you continue to grow up. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm grown yet. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I still feel like I'm playing around with life.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do that. whatever happens,
Right.
Like,
You still do stupid, ignorant stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm young. I still can do that, and I still have the time. So, you know, time. A lot of people look at it as is short.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you plan on living for a long period of time, you don't
take
look
care
at it
of yourself.
like that, you know what I'm saying? You continue to do what you want, and no matter what, you don't stop that. A lot of people be like, yo, as soon as I hit 30, I'm done. I can't do this. I can't do that. I have to do that. 30?
Yeah.
You ain't even live half of your life expectancy yet.
Yeah.
What you mean you can't do, like, or you go through a mental blockage when you hit 30? Why?
Do you think they got to do with society norms and what society tells us how
Absolutely.
we should move, or we should be married by 30? You should have a kid by
Absolutely,
30.
bro. Because they say you need to move out your parents' crib when you 18.
Yeah.
And then go on to college. And when you go to college, you don't come back. You know what I'm saying? And don't come back because you should be successful as soon as you get out of college. That's not reality.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even find a job as soon as they get out of college. You'll be lucky to find a job as soon as you get out of college. You feel me? So yeah, society definitely puts that pressure on you to say, yo, as soon as you hit this age, that's it. That's what you got to do. But yeah. So back to
But no, let's stay on
nah,
that.
you gonna stay on it? All right,
How
go
do you
ahead.
feel about that as far as your career as a rapper? Do you feel like, you know, like at this age, by all the time I've invested into music, I should be at this point? You know, we talk about Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm putting ads and I'm placing this, but my stuff ain't being seen. Maybe I'm being shadow banned.
Right.
You know, how
So-
do you feel about that as far as your journey, who's been rapping for quite a time now?
It's crazy because Jonathan preaches this. Yo, you gotta have a wife. A wife. If you don't got a wife, your life ain't nothing.
I was drunk that day.
Yeah, but in all reality, like I was having a conversation, you know, 5 years ago with my stepdad, and I said to him, he was like, yo, why don't you just go back to school? I don't understand it. And I said, listen, if I shoot for the stars and I land on the moon, is that a bad thing? Because, like, what do you want me to do from school? You want me to make $100K a year? He said, yeah, make $100,000 a year. That's great. I want you to do that. I said, listen, bro, I'm working in retail. I can make $100,000 a year by the time I'm 32, 30, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. So that's not what I want out of life. What I really want is to be able to make music all day and relax and wake up and do whatever the hell I want to do.
And that's because it's your passion.
Right. So if I land on the stars and I don't land on the moon, is that a problem? And he said, no. I was like, exactly. So I'm going to keep shooting for what I want. But if I land over here, that means that's where I was supposed to be. That's fine with me. But as long as I'm doing what I like, what I want to do, you understand what I'm saying? So that was the main conversation. And then I had a conversation with my girl the other day. So this comes back to the wife thing.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just help Jonathan manage all this. Like, that's what we going into. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Eventually, like, when I hit 30, 32, I'm done with that. She was like, done with what? Done with making music? I was like, nah, I'm just saying, like, done pursuing. She was like, you love making music. Just make music. Like, that's what you doing. Just make music. Love the music.
And I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tay.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Clap it up.
For sure. Yes.
When we talk, and we're gonna get in detail, I don't wanna get there yet.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time.
Yep.
It's like when I talk to you, when I talk to Amani, when I talk to Bobby, when I talk to a lot of people who are signed to my management company.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody's chasing a clock.
Yeah.
And you know, like Bobby's 70, right? So when Bobby's chasing a clock, when I be like, yo, chill, I gotta focus on Bobby.
Yeah.
Because it is a clock.
Yeah.
You know, we beat cancer. There's things going on where it's a clock.
Yeah.
And you guys are 20. You're like, yo, I got, like, bro, chill.
Chill, relax.
What you think is a problem? Because anybody outside, we're family. Little thing, like I just posted something recently. I don't care about money.
Right.
It ain't about money.
Right. Yeah.
If you're lazy, then we have a problem.
Right.
If you're not ambitious, if you're not thinking about the stars, then we have a problem.
Right.
Money we can always solve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can get to that.
Right.
We can fix that.
That's always been.
We're doing 30 things that don't got nothing to do with music where we gonna get money.
Right.
But when you have a passion and when you're good at your passion, that's what we need to focus on.
Right, for sure.
Definitely, you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, we're going to find other avenues. Same thing what I talk about with Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
We can find other avenues, the podcast. It may not be consistent. We're looking for sponsors. We're trying to do things that's not really about Jon. It's just to make sure my team is okay.
Yeah.
Where they could come here and continue that passion.
Right.
But when we talk about photography, that has nothing to do with me. That's your passion. This can't interfere with that.
Right, right. Definitely.
No matter how much you care about me, no matter how much you care about the professional in the podcast, that can't interfere with what you love to wake up to do every day.
Exactly.
Because I've seen Gabe do photo shoots for hundreds and say, I don't need $1. I just enjoy this.
Yeah.
This is my love. When I seen you step in a booth, you like, this is my love. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I know you love it, but from marketing standpoint, we need a plan. And you like, nah, forget the plan. I'm doing 20 songs. And I'm like, yo, okay, fine, but that's why I'm here to make money out of this. Like, you know, but you got to find that passion. And when you sleep next to somebody every night, and they understand the goal, they understand the objective, they're willing to sacrifice.
Right.
When they don't see the immediate benefit of what you're doing, you got to applaud them. You got to stay by them.
Yeah, definitely. And then you got to look at, you know, art as, it's not money, bro. Like, it can't always just be money, because there's 1,000,001 rappers just sitting in Brooklyn right now.
Yeah.
You feel me? And not all of them is going to be successful and make money. So what avenues are you going to take to actually make money and then do what you love to do, no matter what? And that's what it really just comes down to. Like, no matter what, you got to get the bread. I have ambitions of being a millionaire. Maybe not a billionaire right now, because I ain't get to the million first.
Yeah. So
right now, I just have ambitions of being a millionaire. Once I get there, maybe I want to be a billionaire. Maybe. But that don't mean I have ambitions of being an artist only so I can make $1 million. I'm going to figure out how to make $1 million. I promise you that. But to make the $1 million and then wake up and write music every day and record music every day and not have no worries is the ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be the shining stars of the world. That's cool. But at the end of the day, we don't have zero to our name. Yeah. Which a lot of rappers do. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned along this path and along the way and along just meeting people who are already in the industry, like, there's money in this, but there ain't a lot of money in this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of it is perception.
Yeah.
And I talk to you guys too. And I talk to you and I talk to Amani.
Yep.
And I say, do you guys want me to spend a bunch of money on ads to give you a false perception? Or are you really trying to make it? Because you can't become Jay-Z by just doing music.
Right.
Once we get the perception, once we get the fan base, music don't matter no more. I'm sorry to tell you this.
Yeah.
Are you going to invest in real estate?
Right.
Are you going to come to this side of the fence and we're going to talk about NFTs? We're going to talk about how to market ourselves in a different way and actually make our platform and our money work for us.
For sure.
So it's much bigger. A&O is much bigger than just music. Exactly. It's about creating things and understanding that sometimes your perception is not your reality.
But that's the beauty about, like, just, you know, our situation overall. Like, even when you said, like, it ain't about the money. Like, the first conversation we've ever had is like, bro, I'll throw $50,000 at you right now. If I lose that and you get some big record deal and you don't bring me along the way, that's on you. That's your karma. And that let me know where your soul was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
that's the main reason we even sitting here today. Because I think for the most part, our issue was the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be 100% honest. Because we had the tour thing over here and the tour thing over there, and this possibly might happen and that possibly might happen. And then everything crashed because of the pandemic. Now we got to learn social media and not learn the presence of doing a show and getting the audience, doing a show here, getting the audience, making this connection, making that connection, because we can't really be outside like that. So the main thing was the pandemic just crashed what we had planned. But I still commend you because you took it on during a time you ain't know what the hell was about to happen. Yeah,
But,
man.
Yo, it's crazy. I think we done went from the who's Von. We was supposed to go from state to state,
Right.
barrel to barrel.
We ain't get there.
But we gonna get to it, man. Let's get to it.
Yo, what's good?
That's that crypto gold, baby. You ever heard of it?
Nah, what's that?
Well, let me tell you, man. You got to go to lazy.com/jconyers or Rarible.com/legendary crypto goat. Bang, 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 bang.
I'm packing a lot today, Von.
Yeah, bro.
So I know you spent some time in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we going from Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Now Von is an adult. Well, you think you're an adult. You 18.
Right.
19.
Yeah.
You moved to Atlanta.
Yep.
What brings you to Atlanta? Is it music? What is it?
Honestly, we could even go back to Queens. So I was, since middle school, off and on, I was dealing with somebody,
Okay.
lovey-dovey relationship.
No, stop. You ain't
No,
gonna
no,
get me.
no,
You ain't
no,
gonna get me
no.
stabbed by 10. It was nothing lovey-dovey about it.
Nah.
It was horrible. It was horrible. It was a terrible relationship. Yeah.
Kid stayed her. Nah, but it was a middle school sweetheart, and then along the way, probably sophomore year, we stopped that situation and then got back together. High school sweetheart, and then moved to Atlanta, got my own little crib, and it was like the first situation where I was like, dang, you could really be successful, not to sidetrack, but you could really be successful and not really make a whole bunch of money. My cousin owned the crib that I was staying in. He owned a quad apartment, and homie was making $16 an hour in Atlanta. So I'm like, dang.
But he owned something.
But he owned it. And he had another property, a small condo, 2-bedroom that he owned as well. I was like, dang, okay. Kind of opened my eyes to things. So, but, he gave me one of the apartments. I paid him when my refund check came in. Yeah. Big money refund check. Here you go.
It's like, bro, I just came from New York. Come on, bro. That's what I do.
But in all honesty, it was $625 for a 2-bedroom.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So here you
Adding-
go,
adding-
12.
Adding zero to that.
Right.
For a smaller apartment,
Right,
probably,
exactly.
in Atlanta.
But yeah, bro. So moved there for her, and she cheated on me once, right?
You ain't about to say cheat on me once. You look like you was about to go to another topic.
She cheated on me once.
Hold on. Through our whole friendship,
Yeah.
you ain't never talked to me about this.
I feel like this came up at one point. We talk a lot, bro.
Nah. We
talk a lot.
We talk every
You know
day.
what I'm saying? This probably just breezed over, like.
Nah.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's
then.
get into it.
So she cheated on me once, and
hold on, but no, not to cut you off.
yeah.
So did you move to Atlanta for this female?
In a technical sense, yeah. So I was going to school, and I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta. The reason why I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta specifically is because the New York location didn't have an audio production program yet.
Okay.
And I was saying, all right, I'm gonna get into music, obviously, because my love and passion came way back when I was young,
And I want to get to that. And I'm sorry to backtrack, audience. I'm gonna find a way to rail it in. That's my job. Where did that passion initially come from?
All right, so initially, like, I would say my dad just introducing me to, just a plethora of just different genre of music. You feel me? So my dad, he was a singer. He sings still. And he used to have a boy band called Young at Heart back in the day.
And shout out to Dad because his 50th is coming up. So
Yeah.
we
Tomorrow.
definitely turning up tomorrow for Dad's 50th.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna see if I can find a little picture we could put somewhere here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so he had a band, and they were actually becoming successful. They almost got like a couple of record deals with some big record companies. Can't remember the names exactly. Maybe like I find out the names and then y'all can put it at the bottom of the screen. Whoever cares for it. But and then my nana. So back to the lineage. My nana was with Young at Heart. If y'all know who that Secret Lover.
Yeah, of course. We know what that is.
You know what I'm saying? So for the youngins, y'all can look that up on YouTube and all that.
It'll be there.
Yeah, definitely
That's a
there. Trust me.
That's a
but
classic.
her mom was Jehovah's Witness, so she ain't believe in all of that. So she was like, "You got to cut that out." You know what I'm saying? So, I call it the throne to the throne's throne. I'm still trying. I'm still trying to achieve. But at the end of the day, my dad was around in an era where, they were doing a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As your parents as well. My dad never indulged in anything but weed, as far as I know. But some of his band members were indulging in some drugs, heavy drugs. And at one point it was only 2 people there. Like I said, it's a boy band, so I think it was 4 of them. At one point he was going to rehearsal, and this is when he just had me, and there was only 2 people there, and he was like, "Listen, I can't do this no more. I ain't showing up to rehearsal. I got a child. I could be at work making some money so I could put some food on my table." So he ended up quitting that and going to the post office. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that happened. But my love for music is just my dad just introducing me to hip hop, bro. Honestly, just introducing me to hip hop. My earliest memories is probably like Big Pun bumping crazy, riding down with his Mitsubishi, and we, you know what I'm saying, windows open, and we just,
you was in the Bronx.
you know what I'm saying? And he got the CD track in the back, so he got the 5 different CDs in the back, and you could change them out. Yeah, I ain't know nothing about that, man. But yeah, bro, that's my earliest memories. And then as I went along the way in the Bronx, when I was about, let's say 12 years old, when I went to MS 113, I started printing out lyrics on the computer. You know what I'm saying? I got 100 guns, 100 clips. I probably could sing that whole joint. You know what I'm saying? But printing out lyrics, we all rapping the lyrics. And then that went from me starting to write my own. You know what I'm saying? Probably my earliest rap that I can remember is and the SP12 might smack her down. Come to your graduation for your girl in her cap and gown. I'm like 12, 13.
Oh, yeah. That's that Bronx. You wildin'.
Yeah, that's that Bronx. So
he was ready for the middle school graduation. Yo, real quick. I remember my middle school graduation. My mother was so mad. Everybody was crying.
Yeah.
She was like, "Y'all ain't accomplished nothing. What y'all crying for?" I went to MS 219 on Wash, 170. Right near Boston Road, right up the block from Webster Avenue.
Okay,
I was raised in Webster. And my mother was so mad. Now, my brother Josh is in college. Jay has a degree. Justin is a big-time football star about to go to college. Yeah. And she's like, she looked at me like, "If you cry, I'm going to smack the shit out you. You just graduate 8th grade. Ain't nothing you can do with this. Why is everybody crying?"
Right.
And at that point, I'm like, this is sad.
Right.
The whole Bronx, my whole community, parents are crying because at 8th grade, they feel like that's the max for their kid.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I feel like
that is crazy.
If I ain't end up moving to Queens, like I would have been on a downward spiral, bro. Because, like I said, like most of my elementary from 2nd grade on was in the Bronx, and then to middle school. So everybody know, oh yeah, that's fun. Oh. And as you go along, like you just start getting into the wrong things, and hanging out with the wrong crowd. And I'm lying to my mother I'm 12 years old. Hey, yeah, I'm at after school. After school, I ain't never seen no after school before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm over here at this girl house doing this. I like
And
doing
you
all
smoking, and they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, why you have teenage pregnancy? Why they doing this? Why
Right.
they in this situation?
Right.
What is all these juveniles in this?"
Yeah.
Like you 11. I remember 6th grade. I'm fresh from Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and I walk into MS 219. It's a metal detector,
Yeah.
and they patted me down. And I'm like, I'm in 6th grade. What is this? This shit is a zoo.
Bro.
But that was our childhood. So how
That's
can
real
you
tough.
not by 8th grade be tough?
Yeah.
How can you not think you're grown?
Yeah.
When my
definitely.
6th and 7th grade year, I had to walk through a metal detector.
For sure, bro. Or walk to school by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know what you see walking? Y'all
Right.
think it's just in films.
Right.
This joint is a jungle out there.
It's terrible. I mean,
You gotta watch your back. I'm not
Bro.
even in a gang. And I gotta
Right.
watch my back.
Right.
I got my bros putting knives in their shoes.
oh yeah, definitely.
Things like that. We
Definitely,
got
bro.
cuttings in the school.
Definitely, bro.
We in 8th grade.
And I'm talking about, I mean, and then even moving to Queens, like, it was rougher. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just because I'm getting older and things became more, reality to me. But it was just crazy. And then in 9th grade, oh man, you get to high school. Bro, I'm going to high school with dudes just getting off Rikers. They was on Rikers 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, they walking into the school. Now we got metal detectors all over. I remember one of my mans brought a gun to school accidentally. Like it was just crazy. Life is crazy, bro. And life in the hood is just different, bro. It's a different way of growing up. When I was in Queens, I'm in Suffin, 123rd, Baisley, Southside Jamaica, if y'all know where that is.
Yeah.
And I'm walking through Baisley Palm Park every day.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen. You might
Jamaica
get
was the
shot.
last stop I lived before we went to Virginia.
Nah. But
In the 90s.
yeah, then so I graduated, chasing after her. Went to the Art Institute for a year.
So we back in Atlanta.
Yeah, we back in Atlanta. I was fiending to go. Fiending. You know what I'm saying? Really fiending to get out of my mom's house. You know what I'm saying? Not to say
And no, it's not. It ain't got
yeah,
nothing to do with moms.
I love my mother, you know what I'm saying? But 18 years,
but you're not really 18.
Yeah.
At 11, you going through metal detectors.
Yeah.
At 12, you're
exactly,
having sex.
Right.
At 13, you're doing drugs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
By
bro.
the time you're 15, all your friends already did a bid.
Yeah, damn near. So
So you
like,
telling me at 18, you think like an average 18-year-old that was able to have
Absolutely
a child?
not.
No, you're not. At that point mentality, you think you 27.
yeah. So I'm telling my mom probably sophomore year of high school. My mom was just like, listen, you do what you want. Because one day you're going to be a grown-ass man and you're going to do what you want anyway. And you think you're a grown-ass man now. So you do what you want. She started waking me up for school. She started making sure I went to school. Sometimes she would come home and I stay home. And she'd be like, you went to school today? And I learned to just stop lying to my mother.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. She was like, all right. And went in her room. She ain't asked no questions, no ifs, ands, or buts. But that made me into a man. You feel me? Like I graduated high school on time. Don't get me wrong. I skipped classes. I remember one class I skipped for a whole semester. And I came at the end of the semester like, yo, what can I do to pass? He was like, yo, do this project. You get a 75. No problem. Economics class. Ask me one thing about economics class.
Blake? Like how you spell that?
You know what I'm saying? I did that project. I handed that in. I got a 75 and I made sure I graduated. And the thing is, like, from day one of high school, I was like, I don't even want to be here. Because it's like jail, bro. In all honesty, it's like jail. Especially high schools in the hood. It's like jail, bro.
Yeah.
They getting your brain ready for an institution. And it's crazy. So I'm like, I don't even want to be here, bro. So I literally breezed my way through high school until junior year. And they said, yo, you need this, and this to graduate. Those was 3 regions. All 3 of those regions was a 95, a 93, and a 90. I'm graduating. I'm not staying here. I'm graduating. So I had the ambition and I had what it takes. But I was just like, nah, I'm gonna breeze my way through, not worry about it. I'll figure it out at the end of the day. I'm gonna graduate though.
Yo, I don't even have, like, you put it in perfect perspective, man.
Yeah.
Like, going to school in New York City,
Yeah,
it's tough, man.
it's different.
And like, it's crazy because I got to do 1 year when Justin adopted me. My third oldest brother adopted me. My parents was going through things, and I did that 1 year down south. And my first thought going to Western Branch High School was like, oh my God, why am I going to school in a Commonwealth state? It was so much more diversity there than it was in New York City. And I feel like New York created this perception that we're the East. We always cared about black people.
Yeah.
We was the first to amend slavery.
Right.
But there's so much more separation here. And there's so much more division and racism here. But it's just hidden.
Yeah.
And they do a great job of covering it up.
Yeah, bro.
I don't even remember.
Go deep in Westchester. Go deep in Long Island.
It's different.
You know what I'm saying? And
I don't remember
Yeah.
a white person in my school in New York City. When I went to school in Virginia, it was 50-50. 50% black, 50% white. We had some of everybody. It was so diverse because states like Virginia, states like South Carolina, they have to right their wrongs.
Probably could count it on one hand how many white kids I went to school with.
And it's like, and you look at this East Coast versus the South, and we have this whole perception of, becoming together and how we handle politics and how we handle segregation. It's all messed up. And you have a lot of these states trying to fix their wrongs. You have a lot of these states trying to say that we was always a part of this. We always cared about people, and they're treating us worse.
Yeah.
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 And it's tough.
Yeah. Definitely.
But I want to reel us back in. So I'm cheating like always. If you listen to the podcast, you always say, I know my guests, right? Based on our conversations and what I do know about you, Von, I feel like in Atlanta, you really started to take off and really pay attention to your art.
Yeah, definitely.
So take me to that. Take me to the Cyeries.
Yeah, definitely.
Take me to the videos.
For sure. Yeah. So
take me to why we have an A&O Records /lyrical playlist on the Jon Conyers Network.
I got you. So I mean, it's crazy because I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta, like I said, and I met these 3 guys, right? One, his name is Kaye, still one of my best friends to this day. Another one named is Blaze and Maestro, right? Maestro is doing really well in St. Louis. He's on the radio. He actually has one of the biggest hip hop radios in St. Louis. He has the whole intro, like Maestro doing his thing, Blaze doing his thing. He's in the graphics now. But we all got into this group and we called it Dorm Room Music, which was dope as hell. We thought it was a crazy idea. We was just, on it. But eventually that kind of separated. Me and Kaye went our own way. And we created this project. We created 2 projects. So the first project was called 1 Week. We finished it in 1 day, right? We said we're going to do this idea and concept again one day, in the future. And then we created another project called Week 2. And literally, this project went from the days of the week and that type of vibe, like what's that feeling during these days? And through that process, it just was amazing as far as like challenging my artistic abilities, because Kaye don't write. So he's not writing, but I'm writing. So I got to keep up with him. Like he busting out verses and finish a whole verse, and I'm still writing my verse, So it kind of tested not only my pen, because he was just like this bar, and then had these crazy hooks. You know what I'm saying? So this is my man's. I'm like, all right, he wilding, he killing it. So I gotta make sure I'm keeping up with that. You know what I'm saying?
Kyrie is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. And then he brought his mans from Mount Vernon to Atlanta, right? So his best friend, come to find out, he was cousins to this dude that my dad used to date, his mom. So I'm like, wow, this is like inevitable. Like we were supposed to meet in some shape or form or whatever. Now, homie name is Geese. Geese is something that you never heard before, because Geese done stopped doing music for a little bit. But if you think Kaye is anything amazing, Geese is crazy with it.
Wow.
So now we put together this project called Flying Dutchman, right? And we composed this crazy project, and they just testing pens. And it's just 3 pens just testing each other. And it just elevated everything to a different height and a different level. Eventually I quit school. I was like, I'm about to be a rapper. Nah, but in all honesty,
most y'all creators do that.
Yeah. But in all honesty, going to school for art is difficult, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you go into school for audio production. So I met this guy. His name is Jeremiah. And if anybody knows Lecrae, right? Gospel artist. He won Gospel Album of the Year. I want to say about 7-8 years ago, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I met him, and we sat down. He went to the same exact school I went to, and left that school. He's a Grammy Award-winning engineer, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm in class, and I'm like, I don't want to engineer nobody music. I don't even like engineering my own music. This is annoying. I don't like anything time consuming, because I like to create art. You understand what I'm saying? So I was like, instead of me wasting my time and wasting all of this money, I'm gonna just go ahead and leave now. Yeah. So we sat down with Jeremiah. We had conversations. He gave us a price on what he could do, you know. It was really helping us out. Like, he probably was charging us $1,200, $1,500, but we broke college students, so like $1,500 sound like a lot of money to me, bro. Yeah. But like I said, you're talking about a Grammy Award-winning engineer who's willing to do an entire project for me for $1,500.
It's priceless.
Priceless. But like I said, I'm 19 years old, 20 years old. I don't got $1,500. I got to pay rent. Like, you know what I'm saying? At 20 years old, 19 years old, I have to pay rent. So can't afford $1,500. So we never accomplished nothing. But ultimately, he's probably a big reason why my music changed. Because he played some music for us, and he like, yeah, this is fire. I love this. Whatever. Here, play your music. He listening. He like, it's all right. I'm like, what you mean it's all right? It's better than what you was just listening to. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I'm way better than them. He was like, I mean, you got the bars. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got all of that. But you monotone, bro. Don't nobody want to hear you. Don't nobody want to listen to what you saying. You feel me? So that kind of changed our outlook on how we approach doing music. So Atlanta had a large influence on, you know, music in general.
And you see it now, man. Them Atlanta artists is
bro. I ain't gonna lie. They where they at because they're able to expand their scope, and they don't mind doing something out of the box, something different. Yeah, you know. I'll take for example, Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest Young Thug fan or anything, but him and 2 Chainz is probably one of my favorite artists from Atlanta. One, because Young Thug is able to go outside of the box with his flow and not care what he say, which is cool. But I care about what I say. And then 2 Chainz makes everything he says simple. I wish a nigga would, like a kitchen cabinet. Come on, bro. Like, I could have thought of that, but it was fire. But I could have thought of that. You know what I'm saying? But
it's fire,
you know,
but he said it first.
Yeah, he said it, and you know, it's just a dope situation to, like, one of my homies was like, yo, you saying a lot of nice shit, but simplify.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, just make it simple, bro.
Like, yo, John, you didn't understand that? No.
You know what I'm saying? I be getting into my old bag. I ain't just go fly over people's heads.
Yeah, sure. You got to dumb it down for us, because we talk about this. We look at analytics.
Yeah.
We look at marketing, and we
Definitely.
say, where's your space? What avenue you going in?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to give you fast beats, and you like to say my bag.
Yeah,
but we got one.
Yeah.
We got one.
We got a few.
Shout out to Joey. That's what we're gonna stop.
Yeah. I got.
We got
Yeah.
one. We got one. But yo, I got $1 million question coming up for you. We gonna have to get to it. So based on everything we talked about, I really feel like Atlanta had a huge impact on your career, your creativity, and getting in heavy into the music.
For sure. Yeah.
But you're back in New York.
Yep.
Eventually you come, LI, Long Island specifically.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that and that process of coming back from Atlanta to New York City. Well, New York State technically. Yeah, you're in Long Island.
Not in the city no more.
Yeah.
I mean, so I was just looking at life, like just trying to understand what exactly I wanted, you know. So I was just there, like, all right, researching things like, oh, it's $2,500 for this marketing and it's $1,000 for this, and I'm like, I'm paying bills and paying rent, and how I'm gonna do all of this at one time? Like I said, I've been on my own since I was 18 years old, so it's just like I've been trying to figure out how to be an adult, you know, quicker than you really need to be an adult, you know, as far as paying rent and moving and paying bills and doing all of these things by yourself. Because, I mean, my parents, they supported me, don't get me wrong, but to an extent. Yeah. Once I said I'm not going to school no more, that was it.
Yeah.
Ain't no more funds coming in. Ain't no more money coming in. So, you know, I hit my mom up sometime like, yo, Mom, I need help with this. She was like, oh, ain't nobody tell you to move to Atlanta.
Yeah. Come back home.
Come back home.
Yeah.
So eventually I came back home, you know, and I started really paying attention to what it is that I needed for my music career.
And I can't just let that go away. Hit me with the line. You know the line. You in one of your songs, you got a specific line.
What's the line? That song is old, bro.
It don't matter.
Would it go?
Move back to mom's, cause when I
said move back to mom's, cause when I get off tour, we get in a bigger crib. Living off my penmanship, I spit that shit that get your dentist shook and get your doctor sick. Yeah, definitely.
No. No. Start from the beginning. Say the whole bar. Come on, you're a rapper. Let the audience know what you do.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part was coming up, and you gonna stop.
I got a flow that get your dentist shook and get your doctor sick. Got my rhyme. I got my doctorate and rhyme scheme, flows and bars and shit. I mean, shit. I done seen some shit that probably make you slit your wrists. I like to spit with a nice spliff and cool if your mind takes shape and shift. I ain't taking shit. Yeah, bro. That's some shit that.
So Von was trying to act like he didn't know because that's one of his favorite songs. And we ain't released it yet.
That's my favorite song.
When that song, I apologize.
Yeah.
As you know, as A&O exec, for sometimes saying we can't drop this, we can't drop that because we got to hit this deadline and do this, and we have to be in this situation before we get them everything.
Definitely.
But when that does drop,
do's and don'ts. Be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that.
Your career's gonna change, bro. Yeah. You got a little bit of it. You got a little bit of it here
for sure.
That was your free sample,
right? But yeah, so. You know, I moved back to mom's, you know what I'm saying? Because I truly believe when I get off tour, I'm getting a bigger crib, you know what I'm saying? Bigger than the crib I was renting out, it's going to be my own crib, you know?
And I'm thankful for that transition because now we got to talk about how we met.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, why is it that, you know?
We met through one of our best friends, you know, mutual best friends. One of actually my longest friend that I've ever had. I've known Amani since I was like 5 years old. 4 or 5 years old.
And we're gonna have Amani up here. Amani will be here next week on the pod.
Definitely.
And so a little bit backstory for me. Bobby happened. Other things happened. Real estate was booming. Bobby happened, and I'm just ambitious. You know, Monty was huge in my life, and he don't even realize it.
Right.
I was in 9th grade. If you know my story, and I say this every pod, if you know my story, but if you know my story, there was a lot of things going on in my life as a 9th grade kid. I was going through a lot emotionally, physically, and I was lost a little. Yeah. And I'm in 9th grade, Amani's in 11th grade, and he's like, yo, I know you don't want to be in the hood all summer. You should go to this program that changed my life. And that program was MS Square, Phillips Academy, Andover. Yeah. And I know you guys watch Power. If you heard of Choke, the second best boarding school in the country after Choke is Phillips Academy, Andover. $60,000 a year to go to that high school. And they had this program for poor minorities called MS Square, Math and Science to the Second Power. And Amani was like, yo, I think you'll be a great candidate. It will change your life. It will put you access to, rigorous content, and it will make you a more powerful student. And he guided me through, and I got into the program, and it changed my life. I'm actually the vice president of the board of that program I'm saying university, but it's basically a university, but for that high school boarding school.
That's dope. Yeah.
And without even trying, he changed my life.
For sure. Yeah.
So when I got into a certain position of power and things was happening in my life, I started to reflect. And that's just how I am. And I don't know if it's survivor's guilt. And I start to think, who can I bring up with me? Who is genuine? Who was always there without even knowing they was there, without ever wanting nothing in return, but just was a genuine good person. He was one of the first people I thought about. Yeah. So I know he was acting, I know he was in music, and I reached out to him and I said, I'm going to manage you. He's like, why? Like, you just got one of the biggest people. You got a TV deal with Hulu. Why you come? I said, I'm going to manage you, and everything I got, you got.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's like, okay. So we working and we just acting. We just getting roles, putting them out there. It's not even about music. I didn't even know Amani did music. I remember Amani doing music in high school, and I used to tell him, stop. I was like, this ain't for you, bro.
Right. But you ain't did it to that
so
level.
Then he did. I was listening to a SoundCloud, and I was like, yo, you got better. Yo, you doing your thing, bro. Like, I was like Childish Gambino and Childish, if you ever hear this, because I will be famous one day. When you hear it, like, bro, don't, he like, yo, Money ain't me, bro. Don't play with me. But, I was thinking about that vibe, like, we're very creative, got so many things going on, but when they pin game is there, they do what they need to do.
For sure. Yep.
So I was like, we ain't gonna mark you as a hood artist. He got an engineering degree from UVA. Obviously, he's smart. Kind of like Kanye, how he started. You're a backpack rapper. You do it on the side, but you're really an actor. Right. So we came up with this whole idea of actor versus rapper. And I said, what is all the songs you got? And I heard the song called Vitiligo.
Right. Okay.
And it was 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry, Amani. Who is that?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, that's Von. That's been my bro since we was 5. We played
for sure,
Pee-wee football. We played baseball.
Baseball
and
together.
I said, wow.
Elementary school, we went to the same elementary. Not on no, oh yeah, my parents know each other and this is where we're going to put it. It's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like, we were supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, yo, that's different. And he's bringing all different types of people. I mean, you know me. I could be a hard ass.
That was one of my favorite verses of probably of all time, bro.
And I'm a hard ass. I'm like, he trash. He's like, yo, you just a dickhead, John. I'm like, yo, I'm just being honest. He need to work on his craft. I'm not gonna invest because type of money I invest, I'm not investing $100. Like I'm willing to go all in to build in what I believe in. So I said, I need somebody, and he's like, yo, well, Vaughn is nice. I said, okay, Vaughn is nice, but who is Vaughn as a person?
Right, definitely.
Does he has morals? Does he have this? Amani, you have morals. I don't care if we lose because I know that you can help me in 20 other things.
Right, definitely.
We'll always get it better. This is a journey. This is forever. This ain't just we failed that one thing. Same thing when I talk about with Gabe. My first business was Conferro. Me and Gabe failed. But I knew that me and Gabe, no matter what we put our mind to, we'll figure it out eventually because we're not going to stop. Right. So the same thing. He was like, no, Vaughn is different. Vaughn has a high moral compass. He ain't going to sell out. You could tell him, yo, I'm going to get you $1 million here, but you got to do something that you don't believe in. Vaughn ain't going to do it.
I'm not,
So
I won't fold.
So I'm like, introduce me because I can't just, if we're going to create this record thing or we're going to do this, I just can't put all the pressure on you when I know music ain't your number one priority.
For sure, which was a crazy situation.
And then we had that, and that's how we met. And then I'm gonna let you go on your perspective of that conversation.
Definitely. It was wild because I just was I'm not gonna say the producer's name, but I was just dealing with this producer from the Bronx.
Okay.
And I never got my songs, so I spent $300, which is not a lot of money. Don't get me wrong.
Hey,
but
that's subjective. That's a lot of money.
Definitely subjective.
That's a Joe Biden. I mean, excuse me, not Joe. Joe, get it together. That's a Trump check. That's a Trump unemployment check.
So, at the end of the day, I'm like, it's It's $300. I'm not going to kill myself about it, trying to hunt this dude down. But I never got my music. I recorded some really nice tracks. One with my cousin that she's a dope, R&B artist, and we never got to accomplish that again. So I'm just going through it like, dang, like another stop in the road. I have many stops in the road, spent a bunch of money, and nothing came of that money that I spent. But just another stop in the road, and I'm just down. I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do, because this producer now works with some big artists. You feel me? Yeah. This producer, he was engineering as well, and then he was like, yo, my team really likes your music, this, that, and the third, but you never deliver my music. You never deliver what I paid for. So I can't work with your team when, going back to what you was just saying, like, you're not even trustworthy, bro. Yeah. I can't worry about $300. You trying to make $300,000, you might run away with the whole $300,000. I can't even trust you. So I'm like, I can't really go there. So literally like the next day, because Amani was like, yeah, you next up, bro. And I'm like, what does that mean?
And I know y'all was paying attention. Y'all seen the sway. Yeah, everybody hit him like, yo, you got a Sayeri the Kid feature? Right. You doing with Nitty? Like, who you working with?
And I know Sayeri, not personally, but I know Sayeri from Atlanta. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I used to work at Foot Locker, so I used to see Sayeri frequently during that time. And I was a manager, and one of the part-time guys was like, yo, you don't know Sayeri? And I'm like, nah. Yeah. But this is like 5 years ago. Yeah. We just, he did a feature with Sayeri in 2020. That was last year. Yeah. So, I knew who Sayeri is, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? He's just like, yeah, you next, bro. Don't worry, you next, bro. And I'm like, all right. So literally the following day after I get done going back and forth with this producer about him returning my money, which I never got still, you know what I'm saying? And, having that whole conversation, you hit me up. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And it just brought me to a whole different perspective on things, just stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just stay positive, stay on the track that you're supposed to be on. Your road is your road. Your success is your success. Nobody's story is the same. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, matter of fact, I'm not even going to use Jay-Z. Let's use younger rapper, underground rapper, Jid. Yeah. Jid is
shout out to
30.
Jid, man.
Yeah, Jid crazy. But Jid about 32 years old.
But J. Cole know when to find talent.
You know what I'm saying? And he found the talent. And you would never think that this dude is 32 years old, because your perspective is every rapper who's nice is young. Yeah. Or every rapper who's in the game is young. Yeah. And that's not the truth, because I think 2 Chainz just put out an album last year, and he in his 40s or something,
and still killing
it. So just brought me to a whole different.
And don't let Jay could drop out an album any day.
Jay-Z could drop an album
violate and still be the number one album.
You know what I'm saying?
And not because he's Jay-Z, because that's how lyrically gifted he is.
Look, and he's 50 years old.
Nas just dropped the album. Look how that thing was going crazy.
Come on, 50 years old, almost 50 years old, somewhere around that.
Your time is your time, and I always say, don't worry about what he doing next to you. Don't worry about the lefty. Don't worry about the right to you. Stay forward. Yeah, stay centered. Keep paying attention to what your road is.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I was just like, damn, this is crazy. So he was like, Juneteenth, be at my crib. We're going to have a party. Do it all every year.
Gabe was there. Yeah. Gabe was there. Yeah, y'all can't see Gabe. Y'all know Gabe don't like cameras. But Gabe was there. Well, Gabe loved cameras, but he don't want to be in front of it. But Gabe was there. Juneteenth, yo. My brother Josh was even there. Yo,
yeah. That's where I met Josh at the first time.
Yeah, it was like,
and I'm like,
yo, that was bad. I'm so sorry to all my healthcare workers. In the middle of COVID, I had a party with 100 people. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yo, but we showed up. We had the choice,
and nobody got COVID.
Right, exactly. We had the choice to show up.
I had the thermometer. I was like this, and people had we having the party. It's Juneteenth. Yeah, every Juneteenth, Jonathan Conyers have a big party, and if it's not a party in my private backyard, then I'm doing a block event for the kids. Yeah, I'm educating people on Black lives, our stories, our history. Sure. It's something very important to me. The hospital knows not to call me on Juneteenth. Yeah. On Juneteenth, I will work every July 4th, but on Juneteenth, it's something that's very important to me. It's something very powerful.
Definitely.
Everybody get together. I don't care if your race, your gender. We just celebrating Black lives, and we all could do it together. So
definitely.
Shout out to Juneteenth. But that was the first time I met you.
And it was a dope situation.
And you tricked me. Yeah, you gave me a juice. You didn't tell me it was infused.
Oh yeah. I pulled up.
I was like this,
juice.
like I'm trying to help the guest. Like, why I feel like this? Oh yeah, bro, that was strawberry kiwi.
That was in food.
With this, I was like, what you doing?
Yeah, shout out to Pat. Pat still probably make the juice. You know what I'm saying? And then ever since then, he was like, yo, bring me a juice. But we pulled up. It was a good vibe, bro. Like everybody was in the backyard. Everybody was enjoying themselves. Amani just came off the big video shoot.
Yeah,
so
he was hot.
He was on top of the world.
He was a 500,000 streamer artist. You know what I'm saying? He was doing his thing. Yeah.
In the same situation, like from the pandemic, everything should have just been spiraling and going through its motions. But unfortunately, this I put it like this, and I tell this to everybody. This has been my quota for the last 2 months. Like. Unforeseen situations, bro. It's some situations that we just can't see in the future. As much as you try to plan and map out and do this and do that, there's unforeseen situations. So that was another one of those unforeseen situations, and we just like, all right, cool. But yeah, I met Jonathan, and bro, it was just love from the jump. Like I remember he was just bouncing around. You were just bouncing around different situations because there was a bunch of people there, and he was like, I'm gonna sign him. And I'm outside like, what I'm outside smoking, just chilling with everybody. Like, that dude right there, he might have been on the infused though. Think about it. He was like, I'm gonna sign you. And that walked off. You know what I'm saying? But probably like a week later, he approached me with a contract and was like, yo, I really want to do this. But, besides that, besides him being my manager, this is really my bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We not forced the situation of him being my bro. It was just like, all right, I'm chilling at the crib. We hanging out, everything is love. But when you have a genuineness to you, it's just like, how can you not be cool with this person? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you not be chill with him? And then the fact that my longest friend introduced me to somebody that was this dope, that was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, I bet it's inevitable. Like, this was supposed to happen. And it's weird because, like you said, I know Imani since I was 5 years old. Yeah. But you've known Imani, since high school. Yeah. So it's like all of these things were supposed to join up and it was come together. It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
And that's one of the reasons why I told Imani, I'm like, no, like, I know he's dope. You don't need to tell me that. I can hear it through the music.
Right. Yeah.
It's about who is he.
Right.
Because remember, like I used to tell people, like, I just told my brother yesterday, my other brother, Justin, we had business in Virginia. And I was like, I need things done within this time frame. He's like, why? I said, you're in Virginia. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a new virus. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing the hospital numbers getting high. I'm seeing I see it before you see it. Because I'm in New York City. We just crowded. I see things before you see it. Right. So if you don't do these things within 5 days, for sure, you're putting that setup back still because things may shut down again. Right. We look at the stock, we look at the Dow. You can see buy your crypto now. Is at a discount because things are happening, right? Yeah. So I'm saying, listen, I need things done by a certain time because if this happens, we still will be in a good place. And
deliver.
Exactly. Right. So when I told Imani, I'm like, it ain't about just the music, it's about who he is as a person. Yeah. Can he deal with adversity? Right. When I try him and say, you know what, let's take a break for 2 months. When he figure it out. Right. When I do my little petty stuff and just see who I'm dealing with. Let me just test him here. Yeah, definitely. Let me do this and see how you respond.
Me and Jonathan have we have a 45-minute conversation about nothing. And then we just trying to come up with a solution. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just that's all it is. Yeah.
I always tell you, I say it's a problem. Don't call me unless you thought about a solution. Right. And then it's my job to help you finish that solution, to execute that solution. Definitely. But if it's just problems, you can't help me help you. And by me helping you, I know I'm helping myself. Let's not get it twisted. Right. This is all help each other.
I'll call Jonathan like, listen, bro. I think we should do X, Y, and Z. He'd be like, that's stupid. I'm like, nah, whatever you say is stupid. And then we'll just go back and forth for like an hour until we come to a medium
And then at the end
conversation.
of the day, we link up, we have a good time, we
Right.
take care of our kids,
Exactly.
and it's love because it's family.
Yeah.
It's bigger than just the art.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, and I always tell Amani, like, Amani don't like what, you know, me and Amani is both Scorpios. So he like, yo,
Right.
I'm not dealing with you right now, yo. And I'm like, I'm being honest with you. And I'm not just like, I love it about you and Amani. Not afraid to say, yo, I was 100% wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, I was 100% wrong. And that's how we get, because we all have one common objective.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to outshine nobody. Nobody is abusing their power.
Right.
It's family.
Right.
We are all equal.
Right. And then at the end of the day, like, you know, me and you had this conversation and I told you, like, I'm worried about the success of A&O.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could focus on me all day as an artist, but, you know, what does that mean when I stop being an artist? What does that mean when, you know, the success in the career and everything that I wished and hoped for comes? Cool. Yeah. Is A&O successful though?
Yeah.
Because, you know, A&O we could live off forever.
A&O I'll live me.
Yeah.
I'll live you.
But VonDaGod is gonna be for a moment. That's how all artists are.
That's how
I'm
it is.
sorry. You could have 20 years in the game. Still, that means 20 years you was a moment.
Yeah.
That's it.
The business will always outlive all of us. So when I talk to you guys about ownership,
Right.
it ain't just about being an artist at A&O. Do you want equity in A&O one day?
Sure. Exactly.
And I ain't gonna give nobody nothing.
Right. Right.
Not my brother, not my kids,
Right.
nobody.
Right.
But every time we talk, I give everybody an ultimatum. I can give you this. Yeah, I
Right.
can do that. But do you want to own one day?
Yeah. And then, you know, just from the jump, it's just all honesty. It's all, listen, this is what I could do. This is what I can't do. This is what I understand. This is what I don't understand. And, you know, sometimes it's just tough conversation. We have long hour conversations about just, yo, do you want to do this? Oh, all right, cool. So do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it got to come down to. And sometimes, you know, I'll call you or Amani and like, yo, I need this done. I need that done. I need this done. And, you know, we just make sure we get to it, you know, and that's what it comes down to. That's what, you know, not to be cliche, but that's what being a winner is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just making sure you get to it. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting to it, then you're a loser.
Exactly. And I still got to ask you, because this is what we doing now. So I got two things I need from you. I'm not going to tell you the second thing. I'm just going to give you the first thing first. VonDaGod, what is a professional winner?
It's somebody who won't stop. You know what I'm saying? No matter what comes in their way, no matter what tries to block their path, no matter, you know, what obstacles, they overcome those obstacles and they don't stop, you know? And like I said earlier, like, you could shoot for the stars, you could shoot for the moon, but if you land somewhere parallel to all of that, then you ain't losing, bro. You winning.
Exactly.
You winning, you know? Some people want to be the biggest real estate agent in the world. But if you're the third biggest real estate agent in the world, are you losing?
Exactly.
Are you losing, or are you, you know, gaining traction to be the biggest real estate agent in the world? You know what I'm saying?
And if you're not the biggest, can you take care of your family?
Right.
Can you hold your own?
But
are you content
exactly
with where you at?
And then you know, I've heard this go around and on different platforms, and you know, it's like, what do you really want?
Yeah.
Because you could say you want $1, but does $1 million hold you and be content? Does 2 million, 3? What is? There's no amount on those things. So at the end of the day, like, winning is just about taking care of your family, bro.
And
that's what
honest,
really winning is.
Personal note, like, I think we talked about it a little bit in pre-episode, but
Yeah.
I feel like the more and more I made, the more and more money I touched that I thought I would never make, the more depressed I got.
Not pre-episode, but me and you have had that conversation
Like,
a bunch of times.
I was
like
miserable. And like, I
Yeah.
thought like, yo, this was supposed to be it.
Diddy said more money, more problems, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it comes down to is literally more money, more problems, because as you begin to make more money, that means you have to create those situations to make the money, right? So that means you got to be up doing a podcast at 5 o'clock in the morning and then go to work. Like,
and not only
you don't
that,
got a
it's just
choice.
like you start to forget about the basics that we should know as kids. Love hard, take care of your family, value the moments, value the kids. And I feel like I was talking to somebody who I respect and love, and they were saying like a lot of times where, you know, especially for black men, you know, you have this perception that you can't be that. And when you make it there, you forget about the struggle, you forget about the journey, and you stop falling in love with the process.
Definitely.
And you don't realize that you working, but did you take a step back and enjoy this process with your family? Did you give people the flowers that was a part with you a journey? You know, you have this ego, you think that, you know, I'm supposed to be here, I got to work 20 times harder than people, and because I'm here, forget everybody. So it's a slippery slope, man, but you got to really learn. Part of being a professional winner is just being content with where you at and understanding that there's so many layers to being successful, and the main layer ain't always the dollar amount.
Right. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, like, I want to wake up every day and enjoy life, man. I want to wake up every day and say, all right, for 12 hours straight, I'm about to do some music, because that's the vibe I get. That's the feeling I get. So it's not about, you know, the music industry and making this abundant amount of money from the music industry, because I have you, I have my grandfather, I have all of these people who are influences in my life and can show me, you know, all right, you invest your money into this real estate property, we could flip this and we could make this and we could do this with it. You know what I'm saying? NFTs or cryptos or stocks in general. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, eventually your art don't become about money.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You find your passion.
Yeah.
And everything else will solve itself.
For sure.
But I got to end it with one more thing. So, Von.
Yeah.
This is no longer the Professional Winner Podcast. This is Hot 100. Power 1000. I am Fuck John. Charlemagne, the Professional Winner. Don't embarrass A&O. Gabe sent me a beat. I hope y'all talked. I don't know if you freestyle or if you wrote, but let's get to it, Von. You can follow him.
VonDaGod.
VonDaGod.
VON.
In that bio.
EAGOD.
It's a link tree. EP Prophetic is out.
Yeah.
For the people is out.
Yeah.
Light breeze.
Light breathe.
And your Nikes.
Let's get it. So what's the likelihood I pull up to your crib and these Nikes good? I might have to teach you defeat. 5'4", don't get on your crowd. 5'4", ice, that's the crowd. That's the illest on the beat. So scooch over, got the popcorn and soda. My team right behind me, we taking all the seats. I said we taking all the seats. Look. I can switch to any cadence like a Segway, and I do it so discreet. Niggas don't wanna see why you can't really fuck with me. Look, overcame for being overglanced. If they can't see the ting, then you wake them up. See, that's Ovaltine. Knock, knock, oh, you notice me. Sorry, I ain't think you really noticed G's. Plus, my dog got an itch, you might wanna flee or flee the scene and don't deviate from the plan or part the seas. I'll even settle for becoming a king and taking all of the green and continue chasing Martin's dream. Like, damn, Gina, Gija, Oja, thought I was the only one in this shit. Like, everyone on got pizza. Like last Easter, I came and killed ya at my 9 to 5 cut dry ether. Oops, hot fever. Or I guess it's too cold. They still tryna put us in a box. That's a freeze. That's too easy. Simple math, back to the future, recreate the past. That's some shit that they need to hear. This stuff shit that they need to fear. This stuff shit that they ain't even fear. This that .com, like they shoulda cared. Or that's .com, like they shoulda paid. Connect my Wi-Fi and it's unprepared. Or connect my AirPods to you. Yeah.
Okay. Relax, Vaughn. It's my goal. Psych. This is the end of the Professional Winner Podcast.
Yeah,
it is VonDaGod. It is A&O Records. If you don't know, now you know. And I don't give Suge Knight contracts, so don't play with me. Okay. Vaughn, you own your masters, right?
Right.
We doing it different. They gonna kill us. Okay. All right. This is the end. This is the Gabe. Stop the camera. I am done. Let us get it over with. Thank you, VonDaGod. We out.
And I just need for you to, for the dream, it's for the peak.